Good afternoon to you right here in the city of Lagos. It's so great to be here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's time for the Thursday edition of Return Trip right here on your darling station. Number one for timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, and objective traffic information. I'm talking about Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Akan Usen reporting for duty, and of course I will be here with you, for the long haul until about 9 o'clock. It promises to be a great time. Do me one favor, don't touch that dial, and it definitely will be worth your while. So much in store for you. In about 5 minutes, we will be, talking about Your Eyes. Yes, that show that comes up every Thursday at 4:30. Yes, we'll be coming up pretty soon. Eyes on the Road will be coming live at exactly 4:30. And today's offering is a bumper package. So it's something you definitely will be looking forward to. Straight away, we'll be going to the roads. Of course, we don't do this alone. We work hand in hand with the control room. Traffic managers all around the Lagos metropolis, and you out there. Yes, you're not left out. Do remember you can reach out to us via our studio lines 080-991-20777 and 091-538-77127. Okay, so not forgetting that we also have our live camera feeds from which we can tell you how things are as we see them in real time from our big screens right here in the studio. So trust that wherever you are headed, we have got you covered. Yes, I have an incident report. This just happened. An accident just occurred at Oshodioke towards Mile 2 involving 3 vehicles. Thankfully, there's no report of any casualty. That's the good part. And the police have been contacted. But this impediment now is affecting free flow of traffic backwards barracks. The 3 vehicles are a containerized trailer, a Camry car, and a bus. A containerized trailer, a Camry car, and a bus. This happened at Oshodioke, inwards Mile 2, and it's involving 3 vehicles. So if you're headed in that direction, and of course you're already experiencing that slow movement, that's the reason for that slow movement around that end. Also, I have a good view of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, but precisely I can see somewhere around the Iyanoworo car wash. Okay, this is Iyanoworo car wash, not Iyanoworo Beja, as we'll say. This is somewhere inwards Ifako. Okay, so this is quite slow inwards Ogudu, quite slow. It's just slow and steady. Okay, it's not a standstill at this time. So if you're headed in that direction, please factor that into your movement at this time as you head in that direction. All right, quick breather, and I'll be right back. And of course, we will definitely be getting set for Eyes on the Road. Stay close.
Something I barely believe in. Baba me or what be where I live in.
vision is essential for learning. It empowers us to pursue our passions, explore new horizons, and enjoy the simple pleasures of everyday living. Good afternoon, incredible listeners, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Eyes on the Road. We've reached the halfway point of August series, yes, and it's been a journey full of insights. Today's show is just as packed with essential information, so get comfortable, sit back, relax, unwind, and stay tuned for more. Welcome to all our returning listeners. Yes, of course, we appreciate you, and we'll say a special hello to our first timers. You're tuned into Eyes on the Road, and this is your go-to show for everything you need to know about your eye health and vision. All of this is brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and my name is Akan Usen. Of course, as the show progresses, we'll be giving you traffic feeds, but at this time, it's still looking quite good in and around town. Just a spot of busy movement here and there because of influx construction activities. Of course, worthy of note is the construction activity ongoing on the Odoyalaro Bridge, which of course is causing a bit of a busy movement around that stretch, movement coming from the Maryland axis. So if you're coming from that direction inwards or Jota, you definitely would experience a bit of a delay around that end. Traffic light alternation occurring at the Allen intersection, which of course so causing a bit of intermittent on and off slow movement, but nothing to worry about. I have a good view from our live camera feeds of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, precisely around the Alausa pedestrian bridge, where it is looking good. It's a free flow, but on that same stretch, I have another view, this time somewhere around the Alakbere axis, yes, where it's just a steady movement. Of course, we understand the fact that we have construction of that pedestrian bridge, so pedestrians are doing a bit of they're crossing and all that, so it's causing a bit of a slow movement around there. But I can also confirm to you that we have traffic managers around that end stationed there doing their bit to make sure things flow as smoothly as possible. All right, back to the matter at hand. We are going to be continuing our discussion on children's vision care because August is the month when children are home on holidays, and I feel this is a perfect time to attend to their eye care needs. So just as we prepare children with school supplies, preparing them with clear vision also is something we ought to do. So regular screenings is quite essential for their success. So today we'll be focusing our attention on back to school vision screen. Yes, the topic for today is back to school vision screen. So what does this term imply? What does it mean? What purpose does it serve? Could failing to do this affect the educational pursuit of the children? These and many more form today's menu, as you can also share your thoughts via our studio lines. Later on the show, of course, we'll be opening up the phone line, so feel free to call in at that time to ask any question about your child's eye health. One more time, it's nice to have you on the show today, and yes, it's also nice to have back on the show our regular optometrist and the latest fellow of the Nigerian Optometrist Association. Yes, that's the highest award, highest honor in that association. Of course, we'll be talking about that much later in the show. Yes, Dr. Priscilia Imade, Doctor of Optometry with a PhD in Public Health and a consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation. Yes, the applause can come in. Welcome, fellow.
Thank you. My head is blowing dada, as we say in our local parlance. Thank you very much, Akan.
All right, doctor. So last week we went to the classroom. You were not here, but Dr. Rashidat did justice to this, discussing. We talked about the various eye problems that children experience, yes, and how they can be detected by parents and teachers. So, doctor, would love to hear more about that.
Thank you very much, and thank you for acknowledging my award.
You go wash up.
Don't worry. I have plenty of water. I have plenty of detergent. I will wash everything. That's not a problem at all.
Ice water is laughing. My producer.
Because it's the water. Thank you very much. In fact, I dedicate the award to every one of you and to all my listeners. The award is for all of us. We all made it happen. And I'm very, very privileged and honored to be a fellow of the Nigerian Optometric Association. Thank you very much. Yes, back to our topic for today. We are discussing back to school, vision screening for children. Actually, like I can say, the month of August is for children. We want to talk about the eyes of children and what parents should do, because this is a period where children are on holiday and then they are able to do the different type of tests the optometrists or ophthalmologists will recommend. Unlike when they are in school, there are certain tests children cannot do, but the holiday presents a very good opportunity for that. So before we resume school in September, as a parent out there, you are listening to me this afternoon, kindly ensure that some of these tests we are going to talk about, that your children carry them out before going back to school. And already we talked about, the kind of eye diseases that can affect children. Why should these children have their eyes examined before going back to school? We have found out that some children have been inaccurately labeled as slow learners or low dose, as we say in our local parlance.
Whereas it was just an eye challenge.
Exactly. They just have an eye problem that was not detected, not corrected, and as such, the child does not know what to expect because he has never seen the word before anyway. So the child just feels there's nothing to compare. Unlike an adult, you can at least you can infer, you can make your own sense of judgment. I know that something is wrong. So these children, because they don't know the difference, that's why where we as parents come in, where teachers, educators, guardians, and all the adults around them, that's where they come in. So before your child goes back to school, ensure that he or she have his or her eyes examined. Another reason we also do a back to school check is because these days the volume of work that children do in school is a lot, is voluminous. In my days as maybe a student in either primary or secondary, we didn't do so much. When my children were in school, at a time, my son was doing like 16 different subjects in primary school. They said all aspects of English. They broke it into 3. Integrated science. And we had like 16.
That's a lot.
Imagine. And that's what our children are going through. And then these days, they wake up so early. They wake up very early, come back home very late. The brain does not have time to relax. The eye does not have time to rest. So there are a lot of stress on the visual system of the child. So,
and I know at some point in time you were actually alluding to the fact that this new generation will actually have a new set of, eye problems because
the
of
next generation that is even coming out, and even as they are growing into adulthood, they are going to have much more eye problems than we had because of the exposure that they are having. So as parents, it's good to have their eyes checked. In fact, in developed climes, children are checked to know if their visual system can comfortably accommodate the volume of work you are going to teach that child. Because we learn by the eyes. Children will learn with their eyes. 80 to 90% of what a child learns, before the age of 12 is through the visual system. That's why when you go to nursery, primary schools, you see colors. You see a lot of representations, a lot of demonstrations, so that these children can readily, understand what the teacher is teaching. So you need to take your child for eye examination so that we can be sure that the volume of work that child will do, that his visual system will be able to accommodate them. What happens if the visual system cannot accommodate them? That's where poor grades start coming in. That's where the child gets, disoriented with learning, get dissatisfied, get discouraged, and then the child learns to a point, you say, "Mommy, I'm tired," or the child can no longer absorb, and then you say, "Oh, this child doesn't know what he's doing." Then the parents, they start flogging and start doing all sorts to labeling them because the child had the courage to even voice out the fact that he or she is tired. So as parents, please, these are things we must put into consideration this August before our children will go back to school. Let's quickly look at the components of a vision screening for children.
Okay.
If you bring your child to my eye clinic, for example, this holiday, these are some of the tests that I'm quickly going to assess your child for. We are going to assess the child on how well he can see what is far and near. If a child can assessing what is far, we call that visual acuity at distance.
Okay.
And sometimes as parents have also told us on this program that you can quickly do this at home. You may not be able to put a figure to it, but you can have an idea of whether your child is doing well or not. You can put maybe like a calendar or a bookmark somewhere on the wall, and then you can just use your feet to count like 20 feet away from, what you hung on the wall, and ask your child to read, covering one eye at a time. He can use his left hand to cover his left eye and read with the right. And then later you switch, use the right hand, the left hand, and the right, as the case may be, and then the child reads. So if the child is not able to read everything accurately, you know that there is a problem. So when you bring the child for an eye examination, that's basically the first step we check. We want to know how well this child can see what is far and then what is near. We call that the visual acuity test. And then we check for your child's alignment. The two eyes, they are supposed to align. The two eyes, they are like Siamese twins. They go the same way. If the left eye is going to the left, the right eye must follow. Both of them will go to the left. If the right is going to the right, the left must follow. Both of them will go to the left. And the same thing up and down. But we find out that in some children, let's say the left eye is going to the left. The right will say, oh, sorry, I can't follow. The right moves.
They have their own. They have minds of their own.
Sometimes as parents, you may not be able to detect this on time because it may not really be manifest. It may be, usually these problems, they start in a subtle manner. But when you bring these children for an eye examination, we are able to detect it on time and then treat it. Some of these children that, have these kind of conditions and they are not treated, they end up developing what we call the half-past 4 eye or the eye tony, or, we call them by different names. And then we start laughing at these children. We start labeling them and calling them all sorts. Some time ago, I had a patient who told me that, because of his eyes, one of the eyes is really defeated, that, he felt less of a man. He felt less of a human being. He always had complex.
To affect his confidence.
Yes. When he was among his peers, among his schoolmates and all whatnot. So please, as parents, you stand a chance to prevent that condition in your child if you bring them for eye examination on time. Also, we check for pupillary reflexes. You see, the whole eyeball is not what you use in seeing. If you look at the eye, the anterior segments, you will see the white parts, the black parts, and then your upper eyelid and your lower eyelid. Inside that black part of the eye, the black part is the iris. There is a small hole called the pupil at the center. Actually, that's where light will pass through to your retina. And then the retina will send the message to the brain. The brain will interpret what you are saying. So for a child, we will check how well light can pass through that pupil to the retina and then to the brain. As a mother or as a parent, you will not be able to check that at home. That's why you must bring the child for eye examination this holiday. How well light travels to the retina, to the brain, will give us an indication of how well the child's eye is developing. Remember that when a child is born, the eye is not fully developed. As the child is still growing, the visual system, all the structures they are developing, and any obstruction in those developmental processes can actually affect the child's visual system. Also, we can check the eye pressures of the child. These days, I found out that children are coming down with very high eye pressures. I was in the clinic 2 days or 3 days ago, and I was, pleasantly surprised to see a young girl who, the pressures were just way overboard. In my younger days as an optometrist, it was rare for me to find children, every time having such pressures. So what it means now is that the dynamics are changing, and you will not know.
What's causing this, doctor?
There's a lot of things. That's why, in fact, in my book on chapter 7 of Eye Care the Right Way, I took my time to, elaborate and enumerate some of these factors and why children should have their eyes examined. The kind of food we are eating have been implicated, the kind of lifestyle. The world we live in now, as much as we are industrialized, we're in the computer age, everything is, we're on the high side now, Gen Z. Some of the disadvantages are also coming down with the health of the population. So that's why as parents, we must be proactive. The emphasis these days in medicine is not on curation. No. We talk about prevention. It's better to prevent this problem than to wait for it to come and then you will now want to cure. So we look at the eye pressures in children. And parents, please don't tell me that my child has no eye pressure. Everybody, so long as you have an eyeball, there is a pressure in the eye that keeps the ball in shape and that enables the eye to function properly. So when you bring your child this holiday, we'll check the pressures in the eyes of your child, if it is suitable, if it is adequate. And then we also do color vision testing. You know, children play with colors at this age.
Yes.
So we check to know how well. We look at depth perception as well. Some children, as they are growing, they don't have good depth perception. You just discover that some children, as they are walking, they are always falling. They keep falling. Sometimes they look like they are putting their leg in the hole, or they are sitting on a table or on a chair. They don't know that they have gotten to the edge. They have poor depth perception. So if you see some of these signs in your child, before you start beating or flogging that child, please bring that child for an eye examination. And then we can also do what is called a cycloplegic refraction for your child. Well, for some people who don't like to visit an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, or they don't want to visit the qualified people, you can say, oh, I've taken my child for an eye examination. If they don't do the right kind of test for your child or the correct refraction, your children may be given the wrong glasses, and instead of the eye improving, the eye may not improve. It may be deteriorating. So cycloplegic refraction is what is recommended for children. Well, as when you come into the clinic, you will pay extra for that. It may cost you more, but that is what we actually detect the kind of refraction that your child will have. So I'm saying it on air now. Every parent, please make sure you are doing a cycloplegic refraction for your child.
Cycloplegic. That sounds like a mouthful, doctor. You know, I know a few parents, you know, they have a worry, which is the financial aspect. I would want you to reassure them that it's not so expensive. And doctor, so what do you have to say about that before I give the traffic updates?
I can. When it comes to the eye, there's no amount you will spend that is too expensive. I've been practicing optometry for over 25 years, and I tell you, the problem is not money. The problem is priority.
But would
So
you be doing
parents
any?
will come and tell you they don't have money. I told you of a woman in my clinic where
Yes.
she said pay XYZ, and right there and then somebody was telling her about Shwebi, and she was saying keep for me.
And that was
Meanwhile, pay for your eye. You
Misplaced
say
priorities.
so. Most time it's about priority. If you lose your sight, that's where you know that blindness is not cheap.
Indeed. Well, doctor.
Hello.
Oh, we have Elder on the line. Hello.
Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon, Atewa Pade.
My friend,
Thank you.
Well done, sir.
I don't know.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
Doctor, let me first congratulate you on the award.
Thank you very much.
People, where you?
I'm
You
excited.
are going to watch it for plenty people.
Yes, so
I can't said it all. You are going to watch it.
Yes, sir.
Thoroughly.
yes, so
You
thoroughly.
come to our clinic.
No wahala.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Secondly, I will implore all parents to plead with their teachers. Whenever they see anything obstruction on the eye of their children, they should let them know. Because, you know, many parents, they will go out in the morning, come back in the
night.
So, there's no much of this thing that they can see. Early in the morning, they will go out. At night, they are not around. Maybe they come around 7 or 8. So, I will encourage all parents to do this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elder. Thank you very, very much. That was Elder Telwok Badi, you know, giving a word of advice to parents and all that. All right, so a quick look at the traffic situation. I can tell you, for those coming in from the Iyanworo axis, trying to connect Ifakwa down to the Ugudu end, you will experience a slow movement at this time. From what I can see, the traffic is quite slow. Beyond that end, it gets better inwards the Ugudu end, but as you approach beyond Ugudu inwards Alakbere, you will experience another a bit of a steady movement. Of course, we understand that pedestrians are crossing, and we have the filling stations there, MRS and the NNPC, you know, dispensing fuel, which of course is contributing to that slow movement around that end. On the Bejuleki axis, movements coming from Eleko Junction to Eleko Inside is good. Likewise, from Eleko Inside, Akodo General Hospital to Pinnacle Oil, Dangote Refinery, Lekki Deep Sea Port, all good. The return journey back to Eleko Junction is good for now, though the nature of the road along that end will slow you down a bit, but nothing to worry about. The traffic managers are on ground doing the needful. Doctor, back to you, but I was going to ask
about the cost.
Any free screening?
Yes, there is. You are just taking it out of my mouth. At Modern Eye Care Foundation, this August, we are doing free screening from August 14th, which is today.
August 14th.
Yesterday, started yesterday, till 24th. And it's for ages 5 to, I think, 14 or thereabout.
Okay, because you see people trying to claim that age.
Please.
Screening.
Come for free eye screening. Parents are saying they don't have money. Money should not be an excuse now.
This
Just
is an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
All right, so dear listener, you can call in. We expect your calls. We just have a few minutes to the end of the show. 080-991-20777. One lucky caller, or 091-538-77127. Doctor, the home stretch.
Okay. Finally, I just want to round up by advising parents, mothers, not only mothers now, fathers as well, that the emphasis should be on preventing eye problems in children. And some of the things we need to do is to watch out for the following. Number one, during pregnancy, please mind what you do as a mother. Mind the kind of food you eat. Mind what you put into your body.
That affects the eye.
Yes, it can affect the development of the child. And the child can come down with congenital problems. So pregnancy watch list, the health of the mother during pregnancy, types of drugs taken, types of food eating, and then mothers who smoke or consume alcohol during pregnancy.
This is a whole topic altogether.
It's in my book, chapter 7. Go and buy the book.
I care the right way.
Yes,
please
and
get a copy.
Methods of delivery for the child too also matters. Is it assisted delivery, normal, home, or hospital? And then the care you get at birth, and then the health of the child as well. What type of medicines do you give to your children? Antibiotics, steroids. Some parents are in the habit of dosing their children with antibiotics. Any little thing, he has typhoid, they will give anti-malaria, give antibiotics, be loading the child. So these things can end up, affecting the visual system of your child after delivery and then while in school. Also, do you do immunization? Some children these days still have attacks of measles, rubella, childhood diseases generally, so you have to be careful. And then injury, trauma. In fact, I have a long list of them here. Because of time, I may not be able to go through all. But just go and look at chapter 7 of Eye Care the Right Way. You're going to see a lot. And please, this holiday, make it a point of duty to bring your child for an eye examination.
All right. Do well to get yourself a copy of that book, Eye Care the Right Way by Dr. Priscilia Imade. We recognize the crucial role of eye health in shaping the future, and we hope no one goes blind. And that's why we constantly, bring you the show every Thursday at the same time. We value your feedback on discussions covered on the show. Helps us serve you better. Please continue to share your thoughts. Feel free to revisit past episodes, of course, at your convenience. Our Facebook page is Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961. And just search for the keywords, Eyes on the Road. Remember, don't enjoy alone. Don't learn alone. Share, share, share. Dr. Priscilia Imade, fellow of the Nigerian Optometrist Association, OD, MSc, PhD in Public Health, consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Care Foundation, situated at plot 16 to 18, Ogunisi Road, opposite Omoli Estate, Phase 1 by Akiode Bus Stop, Ojodibaja. Yes. And you can contact her on 080 3333 6672. That is 080-3333-6672. And on behalf of the production team led by Micah Arocha, aka MC Ice Water, assisted by Olame Benita, and also a big thank you to Tayo Akonli, our executive producer. My name is Akan Usen. Wishing you